Hi, fellow traders. Well, I am back. It's been a week, over a week since I did my last video, but I had to take a break, take a little vacation, take a time out. Like I had said earlier, day trading, this stuff can burn you out if you don't take time outs. If you don't take a break when things start to run together, you can get burned out on it. And throughout this pandemic, we really haven't been able to take our little family trips that we take every now and then. Sometimes we'll go for a 4-day weekend, um, just to go decompress. And you need that, especially in day trading. But really wasn't able to do it. So, this is usually the week that I take vacation every year. So had to take it off, take some time off, had to do some maintenance on myself, and it was time well spent. So we did do some swing trading, which is what I do all the time when I go on vacation. It's just no stress. Doesn't take long to build a watch list, and doesn't take long to just enter the trade, set your targets, and then let it work. So that's not a big deal. But it's the day trading. It's the stress that comes with day trading, and a lot of times it's self-inflicted stress. So my folk and what I thought about is, look, don't worry about that. You don't have to take a trade every day. You don't have to trade all day every day. You don't have to trade all of these stocks or try to find everyone that's running. You just stick to a group of stocks that you know, and if it gives you an opportunity, take it. If it doesn't, don't. You got to be disciplined. So my focus for the rest of this year is disciplined execution. So execution is key in this business. It's key. You have to execute right, but you have to be disciplined in that execution. So taking the trades when the strategy sets up, when it dictates, when it triggers, take it, and then let the trade work. But it's not as easy as it sounds. You're gonna have emotions. I dealt with that wide range of emotions today, but because I'm fresh, I can let it roll off my back and then keep on going. But before we get into the trades today, I want to share this quote with you. I posted it last night, but this is something that we really need to remember every day. I'm printing it out and putting it on my monitor. It's like when you feel life out of focus, always return to basic of life, breathing. No breathe, no life. Now, Mr. Miyagi has, in those Karate Kid movies, there's a wealth of knowledge that he shares, and this is just one. Especially in day trading, when things start to get out of focus with us during the day, just stop, take a couple of breaths. I mean, it works. But if you keep going and you keep yourself wound up, it just spirals out of control, and you end up with a pretty bad red day. So I think this is one of the best quotes that came out of that movie. I think this came from Karate Kid too. All right, so this morning, my breathing technique was tested early. I didn't take any opening range trades. I didn't really like the setups that I saw, and BA actually wasn't even on my watch list. But it's a chart that's always up, like ROKU, always up on my montage. So I was watching it. We had a really nice sell-off, and we kind of worked around the 200 here, and then finally when we broke under it, I waited for it to close, and then I got in. So I was being a little conservative on this entry. I could have jumped in on the second time this thing started selling, but I waited. I got in. It started to work, and then it ripped back up. And so first trade out of the gate, we get stopped out. But if you stick to your stops, stick to the plan, you're gonna be there. And if you stay engaged, you're gonna be there for the next move. All right, so I didn't trade BA anymore because by the time BA set up again, I was already trading ROKU. But just to give you an idea here, if you wanted to trade, if I was still kind of working on BA, so we sold off here, and here is a, matter of fact, let me try this. Let me try something here. So this isn't working right. There we go. All right, so if we are, you see we bounced here and we came all the way up, then we pulled back and we bounced down here. So we kind of set a channel. We set a channel here. All right, and so all we do, and you guys hear me talk about channels all day. When the stock is trading in a channel, you don't trade it. There's no opportunity there. So once we got out of this channel, here's an opportunity here. Here's an entry opportunity right there for a move up to red to green for like a first target, and then you could just scale out on the way. All right, so there was a trade opportunity there. Now, here's the next trade opportunity. We got up to red to green. Let's say we didn't get in here, and we come back and we see this. Here's the move through the red to green line, or yesterday's close, and this candle opens, and we get in as soon as it breaks that high of this candle. As soon as it confirms a claim of red to green, there's another entry, and right up to the opening range high, there's another target. Everything's kind of laid out. Then we made it up here. Here's the top. Here's where we pull back. So guess what? And here's where we bounce. We put in another channel. All right, so in between this channel, I know this is over 1.5 points, but look at the moving averages, 5-minute opening range sitting here. So this is no man's land, no trade zone for me. Once we establish over this, or if you want to be aggressive, you can buy on the initial break. Either way works, and either way would have kept you in the trade if your stop would have been where it needed to be, because this little pullback wouldn't have taken you out of the trade. But, or you can wait for this candle to close above and claim the top of that channel, get in, and you've got another move all the way up here. And guess what we just did? Put in another channel. All right, we just put in a top of another channel. But this one just started selling off, and we pulled all the way back through. And see, there's no clear, clean trade here. No clear, clean trade, because you would have had to short into all of this moving averages, intraday support, and those aren't the trades that I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the clean moves on this chart. But I just broke this chart down because this is what we look for every day. And once you get this down, it doesn't take much to get this down. Once you get it down, you don't need anybody. Then all you do is you take the stocks you're watching at the beginning of the day. One of those is going to do what it needs to do. And, or two, and you just trade it. And if it doesn't work, or you don't get the setups, or you miss them, okay, fine. Let's come back and do it tomorrow. You know, no forcing of trades, no chasing whatever hot stock is moving that everybody else is talking about. You don't need to do all of that. That's what gets you inconsistent results. But sticking to your plan, sticking to your strategy every day, doing the same thing, it's you're gonna have some stress because it's day trading, but you'll have less stress because you're not chasing anything. And on top of that, the longer you're in the market chasing, you know, multiple stocks, the more exposed you are, and the more chance you're gonna give back money. All right, so here's another one. This was on my watch list, and I didn't take this, but I just wanted to show you. This is what can happen. You know, we had the opening range set, the high and the low right here. Now, it did dip below the low, but there's no clean setup. You had a pre-market low set right here, and then we had the 50 that was pushing up. So there's really no room for short trade. And you know, with this, looking at the chart, there's no way I would have taken this short, and I didn't. You know, I didn't trade it. That's why I didn't trade an opening range. So this one consolidated, and here we broke the high. So you could have bought this on the break, or you could have waited, you know, and got it afterwards. Either way, you would have had a really decent trade here. Now, I was trading another stock. We're going to look at that in a minute. But both of these stocks set up at the same time. And I thought ROKU was going to give me a more explosive move, which it did, but it also gave me more frustration. This did chop around a little bit, but it never really took you below your entry price. So all you had to do was be patient a little bit, disciplined execution, and just let it work. And that would have given you a really nice trade. But if you can use the theories that I showed you on BA, this thing, it put in channels, but it never really traded outside of it, and it never gave you any clean trades. So there were people still trying to trade this all day just because it made this move, and that caught this move, gave all their money back trying to trade in a channel. You can't do that. You just can't do that. All right, so the trade of the day came with ROKU here. So again, you know, I was waiting for something to set up to kind of break out. So here was the opening range high. Once we broke the opening range high, again, I could have bought on the break, or I could have waited for this candle to close and then this candle open, and once we made a new high, get in. I could have done it both ways. But I got it, the aggressive move here. I bought it on the break. Caught my first target. My second target was going to be was through this 165.10. I anticipated a move up to 165.25-ish is what I was looking for. But, you know, we got that second target, but just couldn't get to the third target. So here we put in the top of a channel. This is the top. Once we put in the top, we came back and pulled back. I got stopped out, but we bottomed here. And so now we've got the top and bottom of a channel. So inside here, for me, there are no trades unless I've got clean windows. So a 4-point channel, I'm going to trade in if I got a clean, 2-3 point move. But if it's not clean, I'm not going to trade in it. So I waited. This thing kind of broke down, and you can see under here, once we broke under the channel, it's not clean. I had to wait until we got through the 50, and I took it under the 50. This is what we're waiting on. Got confirmation. Now, it did bounce up a little bit once I got in, but it never reclaimed the 50. So technically, this trade is still good. I'm holding out. Catch my first target. And I think I shortchanged this, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did, because I didn't like the price action here. It seemed like it was stuck at 159. So my target was 158.75 first target, but it just got stuck. And so I ended up taking it off, taking some off here. And then I took some more off here, right on the 9. And I was looking for it to come back and retest the opening range low. But it caught support here and bounced and ended up stopping out at break even. We got the rejection here. And remember, none of this is the bottom of a channel. I didn't draw it, but this is the bottom of a channel here. So once it broke this channel, there was no trade here because the opening range low is right here. Once it got through that, there's no trade here because this is the 200. I'm not shorting into major support. So we pulled down, we bounced, put in the channel here, rejected the 200. Once we broke the channel, that was my trade. I got in, covered some through the red to green. We ended up bouncing, stop out at break even. We bounced, rejected the 200 again. So I waited until we broke the bottom of this channel. Now, yeah, I could have gotten in here and took a point here and did all of that, but I just waited till I got clean, a clean chart. And once we broke through, got a really nice move down. And I'm still waiting. I got 100 shares left, and I'm waiting to see if this is going to sell off a little bit later in the afternoon. I can, this thing is open until 8 o'clock, so I can take it off up to then. And sometimes these things do sell off a little bit after 5. So I'll be waiting for that, but still have 100 shares left on that. So this is the day that I look for. And there were so many days over the course of the last month or two that I could have done this. But because I wasn't focused, because I was burned out, I was not seeing the chart, not seeing the trades right. And it wasn't until after the fact I was missing these. So you can see so far we got 16.90.14 so far on that, and I haven't taken profit on the last little piece. So that one loss this morning is minuscule compared to what we did, and that's why you manage your risk. If it doesn't work, don't feel bad about taking it off. Come back and look for the reset. Even if the market never gave me anything, or I missed it, for whatever case, I'm still good going into tomorrow, because tomorrow, whatever I did today, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. Each day you're only as good as your last trade. And that's just the way you have to start with a clean slate every day. And so, pretty decent day to get started out. I mean, I did get frustrated at myself because I was taking 2/3 off and then the next trade I would take half. I would take 2/3. Like I think I took half off here, and then took a half and half, and I should have taken 2/3 off. Like I took 2/3 off here, but then here I took half, and I should have taken 2/3. And I was frustrated because I was not really sticking to the plan. No matter what, this is summertime. The 2/3 rule is in effect. That's what I need to do. So that was the only trouble I had today, was fighting myself with the 2/3 rule. But other than that, it was okay. Now the market unwinding hurt my swings. So I'm mad about that. But I'm happy with day trading. All right, guys. So that's going to do it. That wraps it up for today. So you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.